it's Lynn. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're talking about something. It's going to be a very chatty video. So, I got the inspiration for this video from Top 5 Wednesday. If you didn't know, that's a thing that's on BookTube where it's based off a Goodreads group, and booktubers have a subject they have to talk about and their top 5 things for that subject. I may or may not be doing Top 5 Wednesday. You will find out on Wednesday, so that's just a little tidbit. But what I'm going to be talking about right now is tropes. Specifically, YA tropes, because that's the books I read, YA. But, you know, tropes are very controversial. Certain tropes. I'm going to be talking about tropes that most people hate, but I love, or not love, like. Some of them I love, and then there's actually one trope that really annoys me. That's it. So let's get into it. So I'm going to first talk about tropes that people don't like. The first one's the love triangle. People don't like it because A, it's not realistic. That's probably like the first thing everyone says. B, it adds drama to the story or anything unnecessary to the story. Now let's just get started with the unrealistic thing. It's not supposed to be realistic. You're reading fiction. Okay, you're reading fiction, and I like unrealistic stuff in my story, you know? It's like, yeah, I don't mind it. I personally really like the love triangle, you know, because I just think that it adds that certain drama that I really like in the story. The only time I really get frustrated is at the end when the girl doesn't choose, you know, the certain love interest I want her to be with. But, you know, we all feel like that, right? We all feel like that. But, you know, I learned to accept that by saying, hey, she didn't choose the guy I want her to be with, so I can have the guy she didn't choose. You get what I mean? See? I made peace with it. So, overall, I really like the love triangle. I really do. I don't know. I really like it. I know so many people don't like it, but I honestly do. Next is insta-love, which is basically seen in every YA book. Every single YA book. I kid you not. That kind of does annoy me, but, you know, I've learned to embrace it into my reading because it happens so often, and, you know, obviously I wouldn't want that to happen. You know, that's why I like love triangles, because she meets two guys. He or she meets two people, not just the first person he or she sees that he or she falls in love with. You know, there's two people. That's why I kind of like love triangles. But insta-love, it's like when you first see the person, the first person you ever see, or the first person he or she sees in the book of the opposite gender or whatever, falls in love with, and they live happily ever after at the end of the series or book. Now, that's seen so many times in YA books, and I could name 8 books, not even, I could name more than half of these books on my shelves consist of that. I'm not going to name them because we don't want spoilers, right? No spoilers. But that doesn't annoy me. I'm fine with it. When I read it, I'm just like, okay, I expect something more, but, you know, I'm fine with it. I don't hate it. I can get through it. I'm cool with it. So it's cool. Next is the Virgin Mary, which is when all of these things usually happen with girls. I'll get into that later, but the Virgin Mary is when basically our female protagonist is a innocent, young girl. Not young, you know, YA is like young adults, so 19, 18, 16 age range. She's a virgin, and then, you know, by the end of the series, she is not, and she's with the guy. Basically, it kind of connects to insta-love because she loses her virginity to the guy that she first meets, which corresponds with the insta-love, if you know what I mean. So, that is seen a lot, too. And personally, I don't mind that either, because if I ship those two, which I probably do, then I've been waiting for that moment. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that too. Now, those are some examples of tropes people hate. Usually the tropes people hate, I don't hate. I like them. There's only one trope I really cannot stand, and that is the badass female protagonist. I can't even when I read books like that. It's only recently that's really started to affect me. This whole thing, the badass fictional female thing. So there's so many books, so many that have the female protagonist who is so it's just so amazing and so badass, and she's just awesome. I don't know, when I first read it, I was like, oh my god, it's so cool, this female's so awesome, she's so tough. But then I consistently keep reading it, and I'm like, this is happening too many times. And authors keep writing about it, and I'm like, this is getting overdone. This is getting overdone, and yeah. Now, there are exceptions where I will learn to accept these female characters, but it's only like this. So I'm going to give examples. Tris from Divergent series. She, is one of those characters. She is super awesome, people think, and badass, and just, awesome in general. She's really tough. I don't like Tris. I didn't like her. That's one example. I just don't like her as a character. There is also Selena from Throne of Glass, which I recently just started reading. Now, those are two examples of the bad female protagonist category that I just said. Now, when I say I can make exceptions, I will not make exceptions for Tris, because she's just that typical, I'm just using her as an example. There are more, so don't worry. But she's just that typical one. But then there's like Selena or Isabel Lightwood, who I can learn to accept. And that's because they have a girly side to her. I don't know what it is, but I feel like these characters are meant to be more of a tomboy and more of women who have I don't want to say manly, but have toughness of a boy. I can't explain it. You guys probably know what I'm trying to say, but I like it when they have a girly side to her. Isabel, for example, she loves clothes. Selena loves clothes obviously more, but she has a girly side to her. She'll dress up, she'll wear dresses, she'll wear knee-high boots, she'll wear high heels, she wears makeup, she embraces that, and she has a girly side to her even though she's tough. And I really, really, really like that. I like that she has that girly side to her. And Selena, I also like, she has that girly side too. She loves clothes, and Tris doesn't care, honestly, right? She doesn't care. She loves clothes, and that puts something in Selena's girly side. So if they're a tough female protagonist, which we see often, and have a girly side, I don't mind, because I find that makes them a bit more vulnerable. Yeah. So that's when I can make exceptions. If they have a girly side or are a bit vulnerable, they're not just all through tough. Like I see that too many times now. Now what I would like to see instead of that now is more vulnerable main characters. They can still be, cool, right? And the protagonist of the story, and they can develop or whatever, but I would like to see them throughout the story, just but stay the same as they were. So, let's say they were a nice, vulnerable girl who couldn't even throw a punch at the beginning of the series, and by the end of the book, she was this awesome, tough, fictional female protagonist, right? I don't like that, because that just puts those books in the same category as the trope that I really dislike. So, if she, got tougher, that's fine, because whatever she's going through, she has to have a tougher personality. But if she still stayed, the same vulnerable girl who loves to read, who is a bit nerdy, who really can't throw a punch, I would like that, I'd like to see that. That would be cooler, that'd be way cooler, and I would personally like that. We don't see that very often. I don't know if I can name a book right now that has that. Now, that is basically the one trope I really do not like. I can't stand that trope. Really, I can't. I just can't. I can't. Even some of my favorite series have that in them, that trope, the bad fictional female character. But I still love that series, and that's fine. It's just, I can't stand that trope anymore, to be honest. I can't. So, yeah. I would like you guys to comment down below which tropes you can't stand and which tropes you really don't mind. You can read about them all day and you'd be fine with them. So these are just my opinions. If you like these tropes, that's cool. If you like the trope I really do not like, that's cool. Don't mean to offend you anyway. I'm just speaking my opinion. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye!